At 10:42, I got a text message from a friend, and she said, we're getting bombed, and she's in Kiev. And my life changed upside down within 3 seconds. And I didn't know what to do because it was 5 o'clock in the morning in Ukraine. I know my wife and kids are there, and I'm not there. I don't know what to do. So I finally woke her up and I said, you make arrangements. But she got out to Poland, and as soon as she got out to Poland, I got my bags and flew to Warsaw, and started helping with the refugees and everything there. And then 2 days later, I was back in Ukraine, just assessing to see how we could be involved. My brain went into disaster mode, crisis management that I've been trained to do, because before that I couldn't think of anything else except to get my family out of there. We're providing humanitarian aid for medical and food to pretty much the entire eastern Ukraine, all the hot zones. We have at least 30 to 40 buses that are driving around, and what they do, they take resources, food and water and stuff to the people that don't want to leave or they cannot. And we evacuate children and women to the West Ukraine and try to get them situated so they could have a safe place to rest. And then if they want to go over the border, we help them. We find a way for them to get them into the country they want. We converted our house. We converted our office into a refugee camp. We rented another house. And then we rented a huge camp where we used to do English Christian camps, and we just became a hub for refugees. And we feed them. We have a place for them to stay, a warm place. We take care of their spiritual needs. We take care of their physical needs and their emotional needs. I have a whole team dedicated to do that. We're over 1,200 refugees that went through the camps and through our houses that we hosted, and we helped and fed and prayed and loved on them. And some stayed, and we found places for them to stay, and some went over the border into different countries. Yesterday, we housed and accepted 42 orphans. They had nowhere to go. They were running away from the east, from the war. And they were praying the whole way going into the west because they didn't have a clue where they were going or what they're going to do. And I mean, my heart is with orphans all the time. I mean, we have a huge children's ministry. That's where it's all about. And I said, of course, whatever they need, get them in here. We'll bend over backwards. And it was just so amazing to see. I mean, there's just a bunch of little kids. I mean, we're talking, there was at least 20 kids that are under 5, 6 years old. And they were just so adorable because they're like, we could run around and we could play and it's okay. It's safe here. There's no bombs. There's no sirens. I said, no, honey, everything's good here. You could, the territory is fenced. There's a guard at the point of entry. You are safe. You could have fun. So at this point, we're still capable of buying stuff. And that's the fastest way of getting stuff into the country because we have... Poland is still sufficient enough where we're buying everything we need, except like first aid kits for the volunteers and the people, and tourniquets. It's been a huge need in this country is tourniquets. Just we're not even going to talk about military. We're talking about civilians here because of all the bombings and the shrapnel. It's a huge need. Prayer would be for the team that's doing the evacuations. For the drivers, for the chaplains that are right there in the front, for their safety, for their just mighty protection of the Lord. That's just a little bit of what we deal with, and we'll continue because that's who we are, and that's what God wants us to do. We have to be here. We have to help the people. We are the hope. God gave us hope, so we want to continue giving hope to these people anywhere we can.